Hello my dear students, myself Dr. Nayeem Department of Biology. Welcome to second virtual class in which we are continuing the topic called Morphology of Flowering Plants. In this chapter, in the previous class we have learned the different parts of the plant and also we have seen the root and the underground part of the plant body, and also we have seen the modifications of root and the regions of growth in the root. Now continuing the same topic, today we are going to learn the next part of the plant called the stem. Stem is an aerial part of the plant body which develops from the plumule part of an embryo. It is the plumule which is a part of embryo which will give the main axis. It is a main axis which is going to develop from the plumule part of an embryo which bears the branches, the leaves, flowers, fruits, the different aerial parts of the plant attaching to the main axis called as a stem. Stem bears node and internode. The region where the leaves are attached to the stem, that area or that region is called as node, whereas the region between the two nodes is called internode. At the nodal region, the lateral appendages called the leaves are attached, which is performing the function of photosynthesis, whereas the region between the two nodes is called internode, which elongate the size of the plant body. So apart from that, the stem will also show the number of functions. The stem involves in bearing the flowers, fruits, and also the leaves which are found at the nodal region which involves in photosynthesis. Apart from this, the stem also involves in transportation of the minerals, water, nutrients which is absorbed from the soil through the root. It is supplied to each and every part of the plant body with the help of stem. Similar to that of root, the stem also shows some modifications. That means other than its function, it will involve in some other functions. Like example, in case of potato tubers or the ginger or turmeric rhizome, the tubers and rhizome which show the storage modification. So now we'll see the modifications of stem. What are the modifications? Modifications of stem. Stem involves in storage like potato tubers, which are modified stem which is meant for storing the reserve food material. Similarly, the rhizome of ginger, which is also a modified stem which is meant for storing the reserve food material. Apart from that, in some of the plants, the stem which bears the nodal region, in the nodal region we come across with one axillary buds. There are small buds which will found at the region where the leaf is attached to the stem. In this axillary buds, the axillary buds will develop into thorns. Thorns or modified stem, or the axillary buds of the stem will modify it for the purpose of protection from the grazing animals. Similarly, in some weak stem plants like climbers, creepers, it is helping out in an mechanical support. So here protection in case of bougainvillea. Similarly, we have one example for mechanical support. In this, the axillary buds which are found in the axil of the leaf, here the leaves are attached, the axillary buds which are found here, that will develop into tendrils. So these tendrils will give mechanical support to the stem, because the stem here is weak stem, like in climbers, creepers, etc. That is for mechanical support. Apart from that, in some of the plants, it involves in an photosynthesis. The stem involves in photosynthesis. Apart from that, stem involves in photosynthesis, like in case of opuntia, cactus, stem is green and succulent, that is fleshy, bearing the number of spines. Might have been seen, all of you, the opuntia or cactus, the entire stem is bulged, thick, as well as it is green in nature. This green condition involves in an photosynthesis and also involves in an storage of the reserve food material. Such type of stem is called phylloclade. It is called phylloclade, which is meant for storage as well as the photosynthesis. So these are the modifications of stem apart from bearing the branches, leaves, flowers, fruit, etc. It involves in storage, like in potato tubers and ginger, which stores the lots of reserve food material in the form of starch, and also it involves in an protection by forming the thorns from the axillary bud, which protect the plant from the grazing animals. Similarly, in the weak stem plants, like in case of climbers, it is the axillary bud develops into tendril, which give mechanical support. Similarly, in some of the plants like cactus or xerophytes, the stem become fleshy, that is succulent, and also involves in storage of the reserve food material, plus it involves in photosynthesis. Such type of stem is called phylloclade. So these are the modifications of stem and the stem characters. So next we'll discuss about the leaf. What is leaf and what are the different types of leaf and the parts of leaf we'll discuss. Leaf are the lateral appendages attaching to the stem at nodal region. I'll repeat. Leaves are the lateral appendages attaching to the stem at nodal region, which are the major source for photosynthesis. The leaves are commonly called as kitchen house of the plant body, which perform the function of photosynthesis. A typical leaf show three different regions, that is leaf base, then petiole and lamina. It is the leaf base which attaches to the stem at the nodal region. It is the leaf base which is found as in first region, which is connecting to the stem, which is slightly bulged. In case of leguminous plants, it is called pulvinous. I'll repeat. In some leguminous plants, like in pea, the leaf base is slightly bulged. Like, let me show you here in the diagram. The leaf base which attach is slightly swollen. then it bears the stalk. So this condition where the leaf base is slightly swollen and then it will bear the petiole, then the lamina. Such condition is called pulvinous condition. Similarly, in most of the plants, at the leaf base region, there is a small leafy structures are found growing above the leaf base. These are called stipules. They are called stipules. The stipules are small leaf-like outgrowths attaching to the leaf base found in most of the plant. It is called stipules. Similarly, in case of monocot plants like in rice, wheat, etc., the leaf base is covering the stem. I'll repeat. In case of monocot plants like in rice, wheat, etc., the leaf base is covering the stem. That type of leaf base is called sheathing leaf base. One of the feature of monocots which is not found in case of dicotyledons or dicot plants. The typical leaf which show the leaf base, continuing to the leaf base, the petiole which is called as stalk of leaf, which is connecting the leaf base with lamina. And the lamina is the flat blade-like structure. The flat blade attaching at the nodal region with the help of petiole and a leaf base, which is flat blade-like structure which is connecting to the petiole, is called lamina. Let me describe one typical leaf. A typical leaf show at the nodal region, it show the slightly bulged area called the leaf base, then comes the petiole, then it show the lamina. The lamina is flat blade-like structure where the petiole continues to form a long stalk called as in midrib. Then the midrib show the number of veins arising from the midrib, and then also the veinlets, branching of the veins to form the veinlets. A typical leaf show different parts. This is for 5 marks question. The leaf show, this is what we call the node. At the nodal region we have the leaf attaching, and this is what we call the leaf base. At the leaf base region, we have the small outgrowths. These outgrowths are called stipules. Then comes the stalk of the leaf called petiole. Petiole continues to form a thick structure at the middle of the leaf called midrib. Midrib bears the number of veins and also the veinlets, which forms a network of veins in the leaf, and the flat blade-like structure is called lamina, and the terminal part of the leaf, that is tip of the leaf, is called leaf apex. And the margin of the leaf, which may be smooth or which may be serrate in some of the leaf, it is called leaf margin. So these are the different parts of a typical leaf. I'll repeat. The typical leaf show 3 different regions, that is leaf base, petiole and the lamina. Leaf base is the region which is connecting the leaf to the stem at the nodal region, which may be bulged in some of the plants like leguminous plant, which is called pulvinous, as I mentioned earlier. Followed to that, the petiole is the stalk of the leaf, which is connecting the leaf base with an lamina. In the leaf base region, we come across one small leafy structure, a pair of leafy structure called stipules. And the leaf base, in case of monocot, is sheathing leaf base, which covers the entire stem. It is called sheathing leaf base, one of the feature of monocot plant. Then continuing with the petiole, this flat blade-like structure or plate-like structure, it is commonly called leaf blade, is called lamina, which show the number of veins and veinlets arising from the midrib. The midrib is the continuation of the petiole which passes at the middle of the leaf, from which the number of veins and veinlets will arise, which will form the network of veins, that is arrangement of veins, which is called venation. Basically, there are two types of venation we come across in a plant. I'll come back to that. Apart from the veins, veinlets, the margin of the leaf or the boundary of the leaf is called leaf margin, which may be in some of the leaves, it may be smooth like this without any serration, or in some cases it is dentate. That is what we call serrate margin. It is called smooth margin, and here it is called serrate margin, like you have seen in curry leaves or neem leaf. It is highly dentate. That is what we call serrate margin. Similarly, in vinca leaf, if it observe, it is smooth margin. Then, apart from that, the tip of the leaf is called leaf apex. The leaves which show the arrangement of veins and the veinlets arranged in the lamina, which is of two different types. One is called reticulate venation. This is one of the feature of dicot plant. Remember, it is found only in dicot plant, where the network of veins and veinlets are found in the lamina, where the midrib bears number of veins. The veins show number of branching in the form of veinlets, which will form the network of veins and veinlets, which help out in transportation of the food, minerals, nutrients, water, etc. to entire leaf. That is what we called as in reticulate venation, which is found only in case of dicot plant. Whereas in case of monocot plants, we come across with a type of venation called parallel venation. Parallel venation is the feature in case of monocot plant, where the veins, let me show here, there is a lamina bearing midrib at the center and the number of veins running parallel with the midrib. You have seen in case of coconut, or you have seen in case of grasses, the veins are running parallel with the midrib. So here the midrib is at the center and the number of veins are running parallel. Such type of venation is called parallel venation, one of the feature of monocot plant. So this is about the leaf, the parts of leaf and the venation. Venation for 2 marks. Define venation. Venation is nothing but the mode of arrangement of veins and veinlets in the leaf. I'll repeat. The venation is a mode of arrangement of veins and veinlets in the lamina of the leaf, which is of 2 different types. One is reticulate venation and another called parallel venation. Reticulate venation is the feature of dicot, where network of veins are present in the lamina, whereas parallel venation is the feature of monocot plant, where the veins are arranged parallel with the midrib, one of the feature of monocot plant. Now we'll pass on to the different types of leaves and also the Philotaxi. The types of leaf. Basically, there are 2 types of leaf. One is called the simple leaf and another called compound leaf. Basically, there are two types. In the simple leaf, lamina is single. Let me show you where the lamina show single without dissection, which may be smooth or serrate. Lamina is bearing flat single blade or flat plate like structure is called simple leaf. Whereas compound leaf, in which lamina is dissected into smaller units called leaflets, like you have seen in case of coconut leaf or curry leaf or drumstick. Let me show here. It shows the midrib found in the form of an long axis called primary rachis. On either side of the primary rachis, we come across with a number of leaflets, which again show the reticulate venation. So such type of leaf, where the leaf lamina is dissected into the smaller units called the leaflets, is called as an compound leaf. There are two basic type of compound leaf. So it is single leaf here actually, but it is dissected. This is the leaf base, and the petiole continues to form an primary rachis. It is called primary rachis, on which the number of leaflets are arranged. So such type of leaf is called compound leaf. There are two types of compound leaf. One is pinnately compound leaf. Pinnately compound leaf, in which the leaf lamina, the pinna of the leaf, what you have seen here, the entire lamina, actually if you observe, this is the lamina. The lamina of the leaf, the pinna of the leaf will be totally dissected to form number of leaflets. So such type of compound leaf is called pinnately compound leaf, where the lamina is dissected into smaller units called leaflets attaching to primary rachis. What I have described earlier for compound leaf is the similar character what you can see in simple pinnately compound leaf. Now coming to second one, in case of palmately compound leaf, the leaf petiole showing the flat plate like structure, or the lamina is dissected somewhat in the form of palm like. All these are the lamina which is going to be dissected. Looks like a palm, flat plate. So this is the petiole, long petiole, and above that there is a flat portion of the leaf, like you have seen in case of papaya, the long petiole and then palm-like, flat plate-like structure of the dissected leaf, or you have seen in case of oxalis, the leaf lamina is dissected, arranged somewhat in the form of a palm-like structure. So this is called palmately compound leaf. So here the petiole and these are the leaflets. So this condition is called palmately compound leaf. Now we'll see another one very important concept called Philotaxi. Another very interesting concept and important concept called Philotaxi. The word philo means leaf. Taxi is derived from an Latin word taxon, that means arrangement. Philotaxi is nothing but the mode of arrangement of leaves, where on stem is called Philotaxi. The mode of arrangement of leaves on the stem is called Philotaxi. There are three basic types of Philotaxi. One is alternate Philotaxi, in which at each node one leaf is found. Let me show here. Here the stem bears, the leaves are arising at the nodal region in an alternate manner, somewhat in a zigzag manner. One leaf is here at one node, only one leaf will found at one node, and other node bearing one more leaf but in an opposite direction to the previous leaf. Then next node show one more leaf which is alternating to the previous leaf. Like that, the leaves are arranged in a zigzag manner, alternate manner. So here these two leaves are parallel. In between there is one more leaf found in an opposite direction. It is called as an alternate Philotaxi. Similarly, we have opposite. We have opposite Philotaxi, which bears a pair of leaves attaching at each node. Here, pair of leaves attaching at each node. You can see in case of vinca, whereas alternate Philotaxi you can come across in an hibiscus. Best example. So here the pair of leaves found at opposite region of the node, this is called opposite Philotaxi. Best you can see in case of vinca. Now comes the third one called whorled Philotaxi. In case of whorled Philotaxi, more than two leaves found at each nodal region. You can see here 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 5. More than two leaves are found and it forms a crown of leaf at each node. This is called whorled Philotaxi, where the whorl of leaves are covering the stem at nodal region is called whorled Philotaxi. Example for whorled Philotaxi is Nayeem, whereas example for opposite Philotaxi is vinca. Example for alternate Philotaxi is hibiscus. So this is what we called the Philotaxi for 3 marks. The mode of arrangement of leaves on the stem is called Philotaxi. There are 3 types: alternate Philotaxi, where one leaf is found at each node, whereas in opposite Philotaxi, pair of leaves will found at each node, whereas in whorled Philotaxi, more than 2 leaves are occupying at the nodal region, forming a crown of leaf is called whorled Philotaxi. Modifications of leaf. As we have discussed already the modifications in root and stem, similarly, apart from photosynthesis, leaf also involves in number of functions. It will modify into different structures to perform different functions. Like especially in cactus, the leaves are modified into spines. Modified into spines. In case of cactus, for the defense purpose, that is defending from the transpiration, protecting from the transpiration. So here the leaves are modified into spines. So these spines are checking the rate of transpiration, because as we know, the cactus are found in a xeric climatic condition to safeguard the water content or to protect the plant from the desiccation, to retain the water content inside the plant body. It is the leaves are modifying into spines, and which will check the rate of transpiration. Similarly, in the weak stem plants, like in case of pea, the leaves tips are modified into tendrils. Here, the lamina, the terminal end of the lamina showing the modification into tendrils. The tendrils will provide mechanical support by attaching to the surrounding objects. It will give the strength to the stem, because the stem here is weak stem. That is again a modification of the leaf for the mechanical support. Similar to that, some of the leaves, like example in case of onion, the leaves are bulged and meant for storage. It is called storage leaf, meant for storage, like in onion. As we know, in an onion bulb, there are a number of fleshy leaves are found, so they are called scaly leaf, called scale leaf or scaly leaves. So each of this scale leaf is meant for storage of the reserve food material, in which will going to form an onion bulb. Similarly, in some of the areas where there is a lack of nitrogen in the soil, so the plants will modify their parts like leaf, which involves in trapping the insects by modifying the parts of the leaf to catch hold or to trap the insect, and such type of plants are called insectivorous plant or insectivorous leaf, where the parts of the leaf will be modified. As we know, there are three major parts of the leaf. One is the leaf base, then the petiole and the lamina. Here all the parts will be modified. Let me show here. In case of insectivorous leaf, the leaf base will modify into flat plate-like structure or looks like a leaf-like structure called phyllodes, which is modified form of leaf base. Followed to the leaf base, we have the tendril, which is modified form of petiole. This is called tendril, which is modified form of petiole. Then followed to the tendril, there is a flat cup-like or pouch-like structure called pitcher, which is modified form of lamina, which show the veins over that, and the rim is formed from the leaf margin. This is called rim, which is modified form of leaf margin, and the leaf apex will modified into that lid. It is called lid, which is modified part of the leaf apex. So here each part of the leaf, like the leaf base will modified into phyllote, that is flat plate like structure. Then the tendril, which is modified form of petiole. Then the lamina will modified into pitcher, which is going to trap the insects inside, which there are number of digestive glands, which is secreting the sweeted smell secretions which attracts the insects toward the pitcher, which help out in a digestion of the animal also, and the mouth of this pitcher called the rim, which is modified form of leaf margin, and the covering the mouth of the pitcher is the lid, which is modified form of leaf apex. So here the leaf, apart from photosynthesis, it involves in the different functions based on the conditions. Like for the storage of the reserve food material in onion bulb, where the scaly leaves are going to be bulged to store the lots of reserve food material. Similarly, to catch hold the insects, to get the nitrogen, the leaf will be modified into insectivorous leaf. Similarly, in the weak stem plants like climbers, the leaf tip will be modified into tendrils, which will provide mechanical support. Similarly, in the cactus, the xerophytic plants, the leaf will be modified into spines, which check the rate of transpiration, which is nothing but the loss of water in the form of vapors. So it will avoid the transpiration by modifying the leaf into spines. So these are the modifications of leaf. With this, we have come to an end of the three essential parts of the plant, that is root, stem and the leaf. Now we'll pass on to the flower and inflorescence, the different parts which are involving in an reproduction, like a flower, and how the flower will involve in pollination, and which are the parts which will involve in pollination, and how the flowers will be classified, what are the different technical terms will be used to classify or describe the flower, that we'll see in the next class. Till then, be safe. Thank you. Have a good day.